Listen, I need to tell you something about the last 5 months of 2025. Something that might shatter everything you thought you knew about yourself. Because if you carry the marks I am about to describe, if you have felt that bone-deep ache of not belonging anywhere, then August through December of 2025 isn't just another ending to another year. It is your awakening. And I know that sounds dramatic. But sometimes the truth arrives like broken glass, cutting through every comfortable lie we have told ourselves. This message found you for a reason. Not because some algorithm decided you needed to see it, but because something in your soul has been screaming for recognition, and the universe finally decided it was time to answer. Have you ever looked at your hands in the middle of the night and wondered why they feel like they belong to someone else? Why the lines seem to whisper secrets you cannot quite hear? There is a reason for that feeling. And today, we are going to talk about why some of you were marked before you were even born. Why the letter M, or the crescent moon in your palm, isn't just a random pattern. It is a scar from a sacred contract you don't remember signing. I am not here to sell you false hope or wrap your pain in pretty spiritual ribbons. I am here because I have walked through the same shadows you are navigating right now. I have felt that suffocating weight of being too much and not enough all at once. And I have discovered something that changed everything. Something about those marks we carry. Something about what is coming in these final months of 2025. Before we go deeper, I need you to do something. Put your palms together right now, like you are praying, but with your fingers straight. Look at where the lines meet at the base of your fingers. Do you see it? The way certain lines create shapes, symbols, messages meant only for those ready to decode them. The letter M isn't always obvious. Sometimes it is bold, carved deep into your palm like a brand. 4 distinct lines that meet to form the letter that has marked mystics, healers, and visionaries throughout history. But for others, it is subtle. You might need to press your palms together and look at how the headline, heart line, and lifeline intersect with the fate line. When they align, they create the sacred M, a mark that whispers, you are meant for more than this. And the crescent moon, that is even more mysterious. Look at the space where your thumb meets your palm. See how the lines curve. For some, it is a perfect arc, like the universe drew the moon's silhouette into your skin. For others, you need to partially close your hand, and there it appears, a shadow crescent formed by the natural folds of your palm. Both versions carry the same message. You are connected to cycles bigger than your human mind can grasp. Some of you have both marks. And if you do, I need you to breathe for a moment. Because carrying both the M and the crescent moon is like being born with lightning in your veins. It means you are not just sensitive. You are a conductor for energies most people don't even believe exist. But here is what breaks my heart. Most of you have spent your entire life apologizing for these gifts. You have been told you are too emotional when you felt other people's pain before they spoke it. Too intense when you couldn't fake small talk while your soul was screaming for depth. Too difficult when you couldn't force yourself to stay in spaces that made your spirit feel like it was suffocating. You learned to hide, to dim your light until it was barely a flicker, to pretend the marks on your palms were meaningless, even as they burned with purpose you couldn't name. You got so good at playing normal that you almost forgot you were extraordinary, almost. But your body never forgot. That is why crowds exhaust you in ways sleep cannot fix. Why certain people make your energy field contract like it is trying to protect itself. Why you can walk into a room and immediately know who is lying, who is hurting, who is wearing masks so heavy they have forgotten their own face. The exhaustion you feel isn't physical, it is spiritual. It is your soul tired of translating itself into a language this world understands. Tired of shrinking to fit through doors that were never meant for beings like you. And now as we stand at the threshold of August 2025, everything is about to shift. Not because the calendar says so, but because cosmic cycles that have been turning since before you drew your first breath are finally aligning. The same forces that carved those marks into your palms are preparing to activate something that has been dormant inside you. Let me be crystal clear about what is coming. The last 5 months of 2025 aren't just a time period, they are an initiation. And if you carry the marks, if you have felt that ancient ache of not belonging, then these months will either break you open or break you free. There is no middle ground for the marked ones. August arrives like thunder. The first thing that happens isn't external, it is internal. You will wake up one morning and realize you can no longer pretend, not in small ways, but in the fundamental way you have been presenting yourself to the world. The masks you have worn, some for decades, will start to feel like they are made of burning metal. Your tolerance for fake connections completely evaporates, but it is not a choice. It is physical. Your body will literally reject inauthentic energy. You might feel nauseous in conversations that used to be tolerable. Develop sudden headaches around people who drain your essence. Your energy field starts auto-correcting, protecting itself without your conscious permission. I know this sounds scary, watching relationships dissolve, feeling family members become strangers, seeing your old life crumble. It is terrifying, but here is what that fear doesn't know. You cannot build a palace on quicksand. Everything falling away is just revealing the solid ground that was always there, waiting for you to build something real. September brings the second wave. Your intuition doesn't just sharpen, it explodes into full clarity. If you have the M in your palm, this is when it activates as an antenna. You will know things with a certainty that makes no logical sense. Someone's name will flash in your mind seconds before they call. You will cancel plans and later discover you avoided a situation that would have drained you for weeks. But the crescent moon carriers, September hits different for you. Your dreams become prophetic, not in some mystical, abstract way, but clear, direct, undeniable. You will dream conversations that happen the next day word for word. See symbols that lead you to exactly what you need. Your sleeping mind becomes more reliable than your waking one. And if you carry both marks, September is when you realize you are not just intuitive. You are a living bridge between dimensions. Information flows through you from sources you cannot name but can no longer deny. You might find yourself writing words you don't remember thinking, speaking truths you didn't know you knew, creating things that feel like they are moving through you rather than from you. October cracks you open like lightning. This is when your creative powers don't just grow, they explode into being. But I need to be clear about what this means. This isn't about becoming an artist, though for some it manifests that way. This is about discovering you can reshape reality with focused intention. You will think of someone and they appear, need something specific and it arrives through impossible channels. The membrane between thought and manifestation becomes so thin that you will have to monitor your mind like a garden, pulling weeds of fear before they bloom into reality. October is also when the M on your palm might actually become warm during powerful moments of creation. The crescent moon might tingle when you are aligned with cosmic flow. These aren't metaphors, these are physical sensations that confirm what your soul has always known. You are a conductor for forces bigger than your individual self. This is the month when you will understand why isolation was protection, not punishment. Why you were kept separate from the crowd's frequency. You were being tuned like a rare instrument for music only you can play. And October is when you finally hear your true note. November strips you bare. Every identity you have worn, every role you have played, every version of yourself you have presented to make others comfortable. They all fall away like old paint. What is underneath isn't always pretty. It is raw, real, overwhelming in its authenticity. The marks on your palms burn with purpose now. Not physically, though some report actual warmth, but energetically, they pulse with mission. You don't discover your purpose in November. You remember it, like something you have always known but kept hidden, even from yourself. Some will realize they are healers, not with herbs or crystals, but with presence so pure it recalibrates everyone around them. Others discover they are system breakers, here to dismantle what no longer serves. Some are bridge builders between the old world and what is emerging, and a rare few. They are frequency holders, maintaining vibrations that keep portals open for others to pass through. But November demands sacrifice. You cannot carry your new frequency and your old life. Something has to give. And what gives is everything that was built on the foundation of who you were pretending to be. It can feel like dying because in a way it is. The false self doesn't go quietly. It screams, negotiates, creates chaos to stay alive. Let it scream, let it die. What is being born is worth every ended chapter. December arrives like dawn after the longest night. Integration, embodiment, becoming. You are not the same person who started this journey in August. You cannot be. The marks on your palms aren't just symbols anymore. They are activated portals to your true power. December is when you stop seeking truth and start being it. Stop looking for your tribe and start broadcasting the frequency that calls them home. Stop apologizing for your intensity and start wielding it like the sacred tool it was always meant to be. You will look back at your life before August 2025, and it will feel like reviewing someone else's story. Someone you love, someone you honor, but someone you can never be again, because you have remembered who you really are, and there is no unknowing that kind of truth. But let me tell you the most important thing about these 5 months. They are not happening to you. They are happening through you. Every relationship that falls away is making room for soul connections that actually see you. Every old pattern that breaks is clearing space for new ways of being that actually fit who you are becoming. If you are feeling that ancient shiver of recognition right now, if your hands are tingling where the marks sit, if something deep in your bones is whispering finally, then I need you to do something. Comment below with these words: I am ready for activation. Not because I need to count you, but because your soul needs to hear you say it. Then look at your palms again. Really, look. Trace the M with your finger. Feel the crescent moon's curve. These aren't just lines in skin. They are maps to everything you have been seeking. Proof that you were never broken. You were just encoded with information this world wasn't ready to receive. Until now, subscribe to this channel immediately. Not for entertainment, but for navigation. Because what is coming in these 5 months has never been charted before. We are not just watching the end of 2025. We are architecting the beginning of everything that comes after. Share this with anyone you know who carries the marks. Anyone who has felt like they were born in the wrong world, the wrong time, the wrong frequency. But be selective. This message isn't for everyone. It is for the ones who have been waiting their whole lives to remember why they came here. The universe doesn't mark its chosen ones for easy lives. It marks them for necessary ones, and necessity rarely arrives wearing comfort's clothes. But here is what I know with every fiber of my being. You wouldn't have been given these marks if you couldn't handle what they are calling you to become. So stop pretending you don't feel it. Stop explaining away the recognition that is flooding your system right now. Stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. The time for hiding is over. The time for apologizing is done. The time for pretending you are normal when you were born to be extraordinary. That time died the moment you started reading this. The last 5 months of 2025 belong to the marked ones. To the ones who have carried heaven and hell in their palms and survived both. To the ones who have been labeled too much, too intense, too difficult, too sensitive, and still refuse to break to you. Your activation begins now, not when you are ready, not when life gets easier, not when you feel worthy now. Because worthiness was never the question. You were marked before you were born. You were chosen before you could choose. And now it is time to stop running from that truth and start embodying everything it makes possible. Welcome to your becoming. Welcome to the last 5 months of 2025. Welcome home to yourself.